You're listening to a Comics XF podcast.
X-Men. Get it!
Ho ho hey everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Battle of the Atom. This is your weekly X-Men podcast where we rank every story from naughty to nice.
I'm Adam.
I'm Zach. Hey, Merry Christmas, Adam.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah.
We're
Happy
a Merry
Kwanzaa.
Christmas podcast. Merry Xmas if you want to get
Merry
nasty.
Xmas, very specifically. I just want to make sure we're covering a lot of holidays for our listeners.
Okay, hold on. No, here's the thing.
From around the world.
People, and by people I mean my people, I mean evangelical Christians.
Oh God.
They got on this whole war on Christmas thing about Xmas and brothers and sisters in Christ. Chai. That's what the X is. It's Chai. It is Christ. That's what. That's why they went with that, because people historically use Chai as a symbol for Christ.
Yeah. Also for tea. Chai tea. But I know that's not what we're talking about. Anyway,
hold on, because I had to run that through for a second. I was like, obviously, chai tea. I get that pun. But then very much, it also is like, you've seen Arrested Development because you're 40-something. You are. It's fine. You're 40-something, a white guy with a podcast. You've seen Arrested Development.
I'll be honest, not the biggest Arrested Development fan.
I haven't watched it in years, and I am 100% sure there are some jokes that do not land the way
I'm going to say something controversial.
I'm listening.
Overrated. Like, individually, there's some amazing bits on that show. Like, some very good bits. As a whole, leaves a lot to be desired for me.
When you're considering the whole of Arrested Development, are you considering the original run? Or are you
just the original run?
Okay, then you're...
I know I'm not in the majority here. I just think it's just okay.
You're absolutely 100% wrong, and that's fine. It's okay. It is what it is. Though I will tell you that the first Netflix season was one of the most crushing disappointments that I had.
I've heard
in my
that
life.
Was really bad.
And long story short, we can both agree on great bits.
Bits.
The bit that I was thinking of is the part where maybe see someone wearing a crucifix necklace, and she says, I love that tea. And she said, where'd you get it? And she said, it's a cross. And she said, a cross from where?
That's good.
So I was trying to
That's good Abbott Costello
when
stuff.
you said it's great for tea. I was like, wait, is this like a multi-level joke that Adam is telling here that we're going to have to like Tesseract style dive into, like jokes within jokes?
No.
But we did explain the jokes, and that's really the peak of comedy.
Yeah. Well, and I'm glad we're having an Xmas episode, because, I think you and I, as we were getting closer and closer to the holidays, we're kind of like, well, have we covered them all? And I did go back. We've done 7 Christmas episodes leading up to this one, which means we have covered 24 individual Xmas themed X-Men stories, some Generation X, the GLXmas special, multiple Marvel holiday specials, individual issues of Uncanny X-Men. It really runs the gamut. So I am happy to report, for at least now, for an 8th year in a row, we have come up with 3 more Xmas stories.
At a certain point, we are just going to start covering stories that have snow in them. Like, we're going to be like, and this time Scott's in Alaska.
True story. When I was pulling issues, I always try and put like some seasonally appropriate issues on the spinner rack that I have out in our living area. And, I was like, well, what can I put up? I always put up Daredevil Merry Christmas with Kingpin on it. I was like, you know what? This year, X-Men Unlimited #1. There's a lot of snow on that cover.
Listen, there's a lot of snow on that cover. I get it. I don't have anything holiday themed for comics that I can put up right now, except for a a Christmas card I got last year that has Forearm as the little drummer boy.
Well,
on it.
Zach, I think you actually just won a very exciting piece of Christmas art yesterday on Josh Cassara's Instagram.
Yeah, I continue to acquire pieces from Josh Cassara in non-traditional ways.
Is this your third Cassara?
This is my third. You say it. That's an insane way to describe a guy who draws Wolverine, who I dearly love his drawings of Wolverine.
Yeah. But you have your maggot.
I got the maggot, which I won back when, if we all recall, not that everyone needs to know my art history, but if we all recall back in 2020, when somehow Twitter became an auction platform.
Right.
I won that as a X-Men Monday thing. And the beauty of that is that I did help manipulate people into choosing Maggot to be the character that they are profiling in that. I was a non-zero factor in that. I would say I was pushing my thumb on the scale because I know what good bits are and I know how to get people to do good bits. And this is why I can't be on the internet anymore because I use my powers for evil. The only people to come close were the weird Jean Grey people. So now Jean Grey's also in this picture because she was close enough. And Josh Cassara was like, I don't know who this maggot guy is. I'll draw someone else.
What's the other one? Blob?
Yeah, it's a blob that he doodled on a Scrabble card.
Yes.
Like a Scrabble scorecard between him and his wife. And I do believe his wife won that game. Hold on.
Yes. I think canonically we could say that.
Anyway, she did win that game.
Yeah.
It's Blob at the Green Lagoon. And now I have a Nutcracker of Cyclops. That
love it.
I won a Twitter contest or an Instagram contest of his. Which is to say, that's a weird way to have 3 pieces of a dude's art.
It is. I'm a little jealous. I would have
had to pay real money like a regular sucker for your piece of Josh Cassara art.
Well, I am the proud owner of a very beautiful Bishop commission that I got from him. And it hangs in my office. But I'm just I will say, what was really fun was that the rules were basically like tag a friend and then comment. And you and I basically for all 12 entries were just tagging each other and having a conversation in Josh's comments. That was fun.
That was a fun thing to do was someone giving us a prompt and then me talking to my friend about that prompt. And you know what I think is interesting about that, Adam?
Yes.
That is not dissimilar to what we do here on this podcast with our good supporters over at patreon.com/battleoftheatom, who generally, when it's not the Christmassy times, reach deep down into their hearts and pocketbooks and toss a couple of coins into our coffers.
Look at that segue.
Look at that segue. I'm like a Washington, D.C. tour guide with how good I'm on this segue. They reach down hearts and pocketbooks, and at the $5 a month level, they give us a prompt. And we do an hour of improvised comics criticism about it. This week the prompt was Christmas because it's ho 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 times. Hey, I have a lot of Christmases, so I'm always in a weird mood during Christmas. Me and my wife counted. We have, I want to say, 6 like bespoke family Christmases that we have to go to this year.
That's too many.
Which is to say, it's very similar to what a bunch of X-Men have to do, which is do a lot of Christmas with their found families and their regular families and all this stuff. So that's what we're doing this week.
Yeah.
We're doing X-Men Christmas.
And after covering 24 individual Xmas stories, I don't know that these are the best, but we're continuing to dig into the Marvel holiday specials. We are going to the year of 1996. This is Marvel Holiday Special 96, and there are 2 separate X-Men Christmas stories, Hanukkah stories in this particular edition. The first one is Unto Others, which is written by Evan Skolnick and penciled by Josh Hood. And the second is Humbug, which is, let me just make sure I got the people right, is written by Tom DeFalco and again penciled by Josh Hood. Not familiar with Hood's art really
I'm also not familiar with Josh Hood's art. It's fine.
It's very 90s.
It's very 90s.
Very of the moment.
It's got a little bit of like a Hitch Jim Chung combo to it, but like 90s Hitch.
Yeah. It's more cartoony than that, but yes.
Yeah, that's where the Jim Chung side of it comes in.
Yep.
But
like early Jim Chung.
So unfortunately timely story in this one where Kitty Pryde visits a church in Deerfield that has been burnt down in a hate crime.
Yeah.
It's a black church, and it was burnt down in a hate crime in Chicago. And she's upset about this because, well, hey, Kitty Pryde is Jewish. She knows a thing or two about a hate crime.
Yeah, and as she is surfing the wreckage safely, obviously, because she can phase, she encounters a little girl who is desperately looking for a locket that she left when she was at service the last time. And the two of them are basically having this kind of tragic conversation about why does this happen? Why do things like this happen to people like us? Kitty is trying to dance around the idea of equating her Jewishness and this little girl's blackness to her status as a mutant. But eventually she kind of has to, because they can't get to the locket without Kitty phasing.
So this is very much a Kitty Pryde deals with prejudice story, which is one of the like essential X-Men stories.
Mm-hmm.
It just is one. She shoehorns in the story of like the Maccabees defending the temple in the end of the 1st century BC or AD and all this. And it's like it feels like this story is trying to shoehorn in Hanukkah in a way that's
it doesn't need it.
Like it's like, well, and see, then it was a miracle because of the oil. And it's let's be just completely honest, because this is going to come up more than once in this episode, because we have gotten through 20 plus different X-Men stories about Christmas. We're running out of wintertime stories that feature holidays that we celebrate actively. So I am not an expert on Hanukkah. I know most of it from two things. One, that Rugrats episode from the 90s, which generally well regarded, as much as a story of Hanukkah can be by being told by babies. And two, my daughter's Tony, which is a little plastic toy that you put on a box and it plays MP3s.
Yeah.
She got a Christmas one that has two Hanukkah songs on it. And let me tell you what, Adam, those songs were written exclusively for the Tony platform and are impossible to find. However, I do have Let's All Celebrate Hanukkah stuck in my head because it's the third one on that playlist. And this is not this is not a inclusivity or exclusivity thing. I just think of all the Christmas themed songs, the Hanukkah song that you made up just for this toy is a wild choice from a track list standpoint to put it number 3. They don't rhyme everything or like have good meter on everything. Like, it was not written by a songwriter and brought in. It was like written by the guys in The Office.
Oh gosh.
Like, it's
maybe not the best. Yeah.
I need to send it to a Jewish friend and be like, hey, y'all, can I get your unbiased opinion on Let's All Celebrate Hanukkah from Tony's Holiday Series number 2?
Yeah. Doesn't sound like it's from the culture.
As someone who is a Gentile, as someone who is not from the culture, I can't say for sure, but I know a lot of Jewish songwriters and they're better than this.
Yeah. I agree that the Hanukkah aspect seems shoehorned in. I also think that it's very heavy handed in like, hey, we're the same. And like, I understand we're asking a lot from a Marvel holiday special, but like, you're not, like it's okay for you both to have different historical cultural experiences and not have to just say, well, they're exactly the same.
Yeah. Not there's a Venn diagram to prejudice.
Right.
They are not completely overlapping. There is a section where different types of prejudice overlap in different experiences, and the section where it doesn't. And I think the more the X-Men stories like lean into, hey, this is similar to, but absolutely not the same as real world prejudice, it's better, because the moment you start to, we and smarter people than us have gone over 1 billion times about how the mutant metaphor is flawed, and when you get too specific, it super falls apart. We don't have to rehash that on this Christmas episode, right? Like, everyone listening, you get it. If not, DM us. We'll point you in the right direction of smarter people.
Yeah.
But like, we don't need to redo that conversation. We all get it. Essentially, Kitty Pryde solves racism by saying we're all the same.
Yeah. I mean, it's a well-meaning story. I think the more successful one of the two here is Humbug, which is Wolverine traditionally is grumpy about the holidays. Doesn't like Christmas.
To be fair, Wolverine's grumpy about the everydays.
Yeah.
Not just the holidays.
And despite this, as he walks around like being bah humbug, he's seeing all of these nice things happen. I think my favorite moment that's in this little vignette is Scott giving Cable a Christmas present with a bow on it, and like Cable getting excited and giving him a big hug.
It's a baseball glove so Cable can do a catch.
It's Field of Dreams. It's very cute. It's very, very cute.
That's fantastic. No notes on that. I mean, like, it's not like a crazy good story, but like, it's what you want from a holiday special. That's exactly what that story is.
Bishop buys a toy doll for, I guess, what turns out to be either a mom or a sister then gives it to.
It's for someone who's doesn't have a lot these holidays.
Yeah.
And wants to give a gift to someone else.
Yeah. So Wolverine's conclusion is basically, man, I'm grumpy, but sometimes I wish I wasn't, because I am seeing a lot of good things happen here. And it's a cute story. It is. It's nice.
I also liked it in the very last panel. Wolverine is drawn so short.
Yeah. He's next to Bishop. Yeah.
He's so short. Now, not an X-Men story, but sandwiched in here.
Oh, there's some weird stuff in this. Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the George Perez, Stan Lee, Rick Leonardi, Hark the Herald. The story.
Absolutely insane story.
The story where Norrin Rand commits his life to Jesus Christ, his personal Lord and Savior.
I was talking about this with Anna, who is, a big Silver Surfer fan, and she had read this before. And I was just like, I can't believe this is an actual thing, because it's about Silver Surfer encountering a child, telling this child that the star they're about to place on top of the tree is just made of metal. And the little kid's like, what? You don't believe in the Star of Bethlehem? Starts crying. And he finds incontrovertible proof. Is that the right word? He finds absolute proof that the Star of Bethlehem was like a celestial thing that happened and affected major events in every single galaxy in the entire universe.
And
it's
listen,
crazy.
Adam, this story, Norrin Rand sounds like, and I am not exaggerating this a little bit, literally every speaker I ever had at my private Christian high school that would tell us that actually all of this is fact-based and science-based.
Yep.
Some folks may know Ken Ham, a guy that looks weird, for the Creation Museum in Kentucky.
Oh, that guy.
And for debating Neil deGrasse Tyson on some stuff.
Yeah.
I just knew Ken Ham from the VHS tapes that we watched in science class.
Oh, science class.
Bud, you think we learned any more about evolution than we needed to pass a state mandated test? Why do you think I like trees so much? I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, plants can do this stuff? That's wild. No one ever told me that.
Zach, every time you tell me one of these stories, I just want to jump in a time machine and go rescue you. I'm so glad you came out okay. I know you're fine.
I'm fine. But what I was going to say is that this does make the number of Marvel characters to have personally witnessed the birth of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, up to 3. Would you like to guess which 3? Do you know which 3 have now? Silver Surfer's 1.
No idea.
Silver Surfer has obviously, as you read in this comic, seen the birth of Christ.
Okay.
Also, Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider.
Makes sense.
And Ben Grimm the Thing.
Oh, well, time
Now,
traveling.
hold on. You may be thinking, isn't
That
Ben
one,
Jewish? One, he wasn't at the time. Two, yeah, I don't know, man.
Weird.
Ben just saw some baby, and he's like, okay.
There's also anyway, Rick Leonardi draws the heck out of that story. It's just very, very weird. There's also
weird.
A two-gun kid story here, which doesn't work.
I talked about that two-gun kid story on Twitter once, and Patch Zurcher got mad at me.
Oh,
I remember that. I forgot about that.
I do like the Spider-Man story.
Hey, can I do one fun fact about Pat Zurcher?
Whatever you want to do. It's your show.
His cousin did my first son's baby pictures.
Oh,
yeah. And in one of the baby pictures, my wife bought a lot of Funko Pops that were X-Men thing and put them around the baby and dressed my son as Stan Lee with a mustache and things. And listen, that is peak millennial cringe. No disagreement there. It is also adorable because it's a baby.
I would love to see that.
I will find that photo and send to you. Like there's a framed version copy up in my upstairs right now.
Yeah,
it's a great photo. Anyway, if you ever are in Ohio and need baby pictures, call Patch Zurcher's cousin. His last name is also Zurcher.
Nice. Well, I will say this has enough wacky content that it might be worth hunting down. The X stories are, they're okay. They're fine. But we should probably try and rank this on our big old list, Zach.
Well, that's the thing. We do have this big old list ranking every X-Men story from best to worst.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many stories, Adam? Do you know how many stories we've ranked?
We are up to 11,110.
Which is too many.
That's a lot.
The best X-Men stories is the House of X Powers of 10. 275 is Uncanny X-Men Volume 3, 8 to 11. That's broken. Number 550 is Generation X 10 to 11, Death Whale. 825, that's Marvel Team Up Volume 3, number 19. Do you want us to tell you what's in that story? You'll have to find out for yourself. I think Cable's in it.
Maybe. Yeah.
1100 is Buddy, it's Chuck the Truck. It's She Lies with Angels. And at $20.99, World of Tomorrow, that's at 1,110. That's the worst X-Men comic of all time. We've talked about some holiday stories before.
We sure have. I think
being Merry X-Men Holiday Special at 192, which I think might just forever be the best X-Men Christmas.
That's a good one.
I was thinking about that comic today.
Yeah. I did put that one on the spinner rack too. That's fun.
It's got the Greg Glob Herman thing. Like, come on.
So at 776, we have Marvel Holiday Special 2007, which features Piece of Cake, which is Wolverine and Spider-Man and a cake.
This is better than that one.
Okay. All right. So we're at the very least, we're in the 700s.
We're at least in the 700s. Generation X Holiday Special is at 505. And Generation X 24 Home for the Holidays is at 521. Those are both better.
Yeah, I would also say that X-Men 109, which is also a Christmas issue, which is at 765, is also better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have this is not as good as Namor the First Mutant number 5 with Great White. The problematic awesome character.
Yeah. Well, last week we talked about Stacy X's first appearance, which is at 772.
This isn't better than that. This is not better than For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
It might be better than Life and Times of Lucas Bishop, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue that hard about the 1996 Marvel Holiday Special. That thing with Cable getting a baseball glove and getting to do a catch with his dad is pretty good.
Yeah, it'll bring a tear to your eye. This next one is a weird one because it is all the way from, let's see, what year did this come out? This is from 2010, and this is one of several Marvel holiday magazines. So these are in magazine format, and they contain literally like a dozen reprinted things, including almost the entirety of the GLX Miss Special, variety of other things from Marvel Treasury editions,
bunch of stuff that was digital only at the time.
Yep. But it does contain an exclusive X-Men story that reached out to Jay Faber on Blue Sky, who was confident that this story called Xmas, which is a Nightcrawler story, was specifically solicited for this magazine, as were a couple of other shorts here, including, these are not X-Men stories, so we're not really going to talk about them, but By the Harry Ho 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 Hosts of Hogoth, My Marvelous Holiday, and Eight Crazy Nights, that's with a K. But Xmas is written by Jay Faber. It is penciled by and inked by Michael Ryan. Had you ever read this one before, Zach?
No, I had not read this random, like 6-page Nightcrawler story.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I mean, I think Faber said that it was solicited explicitly for this magazine.
That's my understanding. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to wonder, like, where else this would have possibly ended up. I don't know. Maybe as a digital comic.
Yeah, I mean, they were doing digitals at the time.
Yeah.
But Nightcrawler, for some reason, is an elf at a mall. Do the kids these days know about mall Santas?
I mean, mall Santas are still a thing. It's not that they're not.
But are malls still a thing?
Malls are. It depends on where you live.
Where do the mall Santas congregate?
I will say that at least in New Jersey, we still have malls.
Technically, here in Fort Wayne, we have an outdoor mall, which is just a shopping center. Those don't count. And we have a indoor mall that I think I've been in once since I've lived here. And mostly that was to go into the bookstore that was there.
Okay. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that both of those might actually have some Santas.
There's a potential. But
Santa
the children know? Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, there's a couple of malls like near us, and I think almost all of them have mall Santas that you could take pictures with. But I'm very curious why Nightcrawler is a mall elf in this scenario. Like, is he just randomly working for the holidays? I mean, X-Men generally don't have side gigs, so this is a weird look.
I don't know, because the real answer is that because he gets called Fuzzy Elf sometimes, so they're like, we need to do this. But
it does look cute. It's a green elf outfit, not unlike what Will Ferrell wears in the movie Elf, and he looks good.
It looks fine. But this guy comes up to him and says, "Hey, my kid's missing. I'm an ex-mobster, and the mob stole my son for Christmas. Can you help me, Nightcrawler?" It's
a Sopranos-y scenario for sure. They want him to do one last job. He's got to come and help them break open some impenetrable safe that only he can open. And Nightcrawler's like, well, yeah, I mean, if there's like a kidnapped child involved, obviously I'll help out. You know, I should be making minimum wage here as a mall elf, but I'll come help you. It's weird.
So he gets all the X-Men and they go save this kid. This
is
the story. Is
what happens. Their gangster friend, gets transported in a van. He wants to see his son, and out of nowhere, teleporting, we get a pretty fun lineup. We've got Scott, Colossus, Storm, Logan, and Nightcrawler.
You say
I like the art.
You're just describing what may be the most generic X-Men lineup you could have.
But they save the day. There's a mandroid that gets decommissioned really quick when they learn it's from last year.
Why do people keep going back to mandroids?
I don't know.
What's the deal with mandroids?
No idea.
They're the inferior robot villain for the X-Men.
These gangsters are very low rent. They have an out-of-date mandroid. Logan's able to disassemble it very, very quickly. And we get this cute moment where the kidnapped kid is like, "Who the heck are you?" And Nightcrawler's like, "Well, I'm one of Santa's elves." And he's like, "Wait a minute. Santa's elves aren't blue." And Nightcrawler's like,
"Shut up, kid.
Well, have you ever met Santa's elves before? It's cute." And of course they return the kid. Hugs, the end.
This is nothing.
No, I know.
This is so nothing.
It's drawn well.
I think some of the faces. I honestly, the drawing's fine. I think the coloring is atrocious in this.
It's got some some not great digital coloring.
The coloring is rough. It's the kind of coloring that I would, if it was 1998, I'd say whatever. This is 2010.
I do wonder. I don't know how. I mean, I know it was solicited for this in 2010, but was this sitting around for a while? Were they worried about like putting it somewhere?
No, it couldn't have been sitting around for too long because they're wearing their astonishing.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So everyone but Nightcrawler. So it had to be somewhere between 2004 and the future. Like it says San Francisco on here, but this story didn't need to take place in San Francisco. It could have taken place literally anywhere.
That's true.
It would have been fine. That's
huge missed opportunity for Nightcrawler just to be wearing this all the time. That would have been fun. And people are just like, what's your deal?
Ideas.
And he's like, I'm an elf. I'm Santa's elf. And they're like, wait a minute. And he's like, well, it's no weirder than me being, brainwashed into being a priest.
He doesn't say that. If he would have done any of that, it would have been a more interesting story. I mean, like, yeah, well, all these other weird things happened to me too, kids. So maybe deal with it. This is an odd duck. It is the worst kind of holiday story because it's kind of nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I was glad that we found it as a completer. I like finding things like this, but I don't think this is even as substantial as like at 801 we have the Family Ties unpublished inventory issue. That's substantial compared to this.
That one also involves mandroids.
It did. You're right.
Man,
yeah.
Stop doing mandroids, people.
Yeah.
I was reading something else that had mandroids recently, and I was like, why are mandroids in this? What do we need mandroids for? This isn't as good as Wildcats X-Men.
Well, what's that at?
837.
Oh yeah, I was going to go lower. So in the 900s, we have the Holiday Special 2004, X-Men Xmas, and at 947 we have the Marvel Digital Holiday Special #1, If the Fates Allow.
Is that the one where Wither spends the holiday with Scott and Emma, who were supposed to go to a sex dungeon or whatever?
I feel like that's X-Men Xmas at 925.
Oh, it might be.
I don't remember what If the Fates Allow was.
It says supporting characters, and it just lists 1 million X-Men online. Could I Google this? Or could I just like pull this up and find out? Sure, but I'm not going to. Oh, it's their first Christmas without Kitty Pryde.
That's what it is.
This is still better. This is still more substantial than that.
All right, so it's in between those two.
No, I said it wrong. That story, the Kitty Pryde one, or the lack of Kitty Pryde one, is more substantial than Nightcrawler is an elf. Like, that was their only idea.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they thought of here.
It's okay. So where does it go?
At 1,000, we have What If #6, which is What If the X-Men lost Inferno.
And
you know what happens when the X-Men lose Inferno, right?
Wait, which What If is that? That's not the good one, but is that the really bad one?
It's not the really bad one.
It's the really bad one.
That is, you're thinking of What If Wolverine was Lord of the Vampires.
That's it. That's
Inferno,
down at 1086. Okay.
Which is essentially a combination of this story and What If Wolverine was Lord of the Vampires.
Yeah. Okay, as long as we're not putting it... So we're putting it below that.
I would put it below that. Here, another completely insubstantial. Is this better or worse than X-Men Liberators?
It's worse. I think it's worse than What If Astonishing X-Men, better than Magneto Rex.
Okay, I have no strong feelings one way or another.
Okay, so at 1016 we have Marvel Holiday Magazine #1, and this
do you know what else was reprinted in here that I had forgotten? I'd read this before and I'd forgotten about, but is a absolutely wild story.
Which one?
The Fantastic Four in Rock of Ages.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
That is a Stan Lee, Nick Dragotta one. So, the guy who's doing Ultimate Batman right now, Absolute Batman, whatever, that everyone loves and that some of us liked for years before then and are now like, yeah, you're just now noticing? And also Stan Lee. It's edited by Rachel Pinellas. And I mean, like, we all know that generally, like, after, pretty much after that Mobius story he did, Stan Lee was more of a take an idea from somebody else and throw his own snappy Stan dialogue on it kind of guy.
Yes.
This is a story where two, to me, wild things happen. One, Johnny Storm gives the Human Torch a signed piece of art for Christmas, and it's a piece of Jack Kirby art.
Nice.
Which is really cool.
Wait, Johnny Storm gives himself the art?
No, Johnny Storm gives Ben Grimm some Jack Kirby art of Ben Grimm.
Gotcha.
Which is really cool for a lot of reasons. Not the least of which was that regardless of how sometimes they would have some dust-ups, Stan Lee was like Jack Kirby's biggest fan, like for ever.
So much that he stole a lot of his original artwork and sold it for
Marvel
profit.
Marvel kept the original artwork and eventually returned it after pending lawsuits. I do not want to specifically comment on Stan Lee's involvement in that or not, because I don't remember.
Pretty sure that happened. Anyway.
No, it absolutely happened. I'm just saying the corporate entity of Marvel Comics, Stan Lee stopped having many interactions with that after about 1970. So
I'm just saying. What's the other crazy thing?
I also don't think that Jack Kirby was treated well. I don't want anyone turning this on me. But I do think it's near end of life, like Stan Lee, even if he was going off someone's idea, being like, yeah, no, Jack deserves the flowers. He was incredible. I think that's cool. It's also about an anti-Semitic hate crime that the Fantastic Four stop while Ben is in shul, which is very interesting because, like, this is how you know Stan Lee didn't wholly pitch this idea. Is that Stan Lee never talked about being Jewish, in his comics. In fact, he was the kind of hide it under the rug and act white kind of Jewish that was incredibly common in that time. And for good reason. He was coming out of the Holocaust. So he was doing what he could, but he just never really did that. I think it's interesting to see Stan not even wholeheartedly embrace it, but actually play with some markers of his own identity in a story. I think that's interesting.
Yeah. And if folks want to see that and can't get a hold of the magazine, that one is originally published in the Marvel Digital Holiday #2, which I believe is on Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's got early Nick Dragana art.
Yeah.
Check that out if you haven't.
You know what else has a fun Fantastic Four story is this next one. This is from last year. This is Holiday Tales to Astonish. It has 3 stories. We're going to specifically talk about the X-Men one, but it does start with a Jerry Duggan, Phil Noto Fantastic Four story, which I thought was pretty funny, about a Doombot stealing toys and getting reprogrammed by the Fantastic Four to go play Santa and put the toys back.
It's fine, but it's been done. I'm
not saying it's horribly original. It's fun.
My problem with that one is I think of the mid 2000s. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santron where there's an Ultron where they do that with.
Yeah.
And Captain America gives a Captain America speech, which is the Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus speech. It's just nothing against Jerry and Phil, but it's not that,
That's okay. It doesn't have to reach those heights, but it's cute. And there's a good Miles Morales Spider-Man little story at the end. I really like the artwork in that one.
That
one's
Dylan
written
Burnett on the art and Jean Lewin Yang.
Yeah,
writing it.
I like Dylan Burnett. I just reread. I just read Cosmic Ghost Rider for the first time. That was fun.
It's Cosmic Ghost Rider does too much at a certain point. I really like Dylan Burnett's art, especially did a Ant-Man.
Ooh, yeah.
Ant-Man book right around the time that one of the movies was coming out. Who remembers? But Zeb Wells wrote it, and Burnett does the art. It's really good. I really like that story, actually. But
our main event here is the Daniel Kibblesmith, Pat Oliff joint here, Festival of Fights, which is really like a treat for Claremont run X-Men fans.
Here's the thing, and I need to apologize personally to Daniel Kibblesmith, a guy who I'm pretty sure doesn't listen to our show, but a guy who listens to shows that I listen to. So like we have some level of overlap on the things we find funny. So I should have trusted him.
Didn't trust him?
When I started this story, I was like, he's doing a story about Kitty's first Hanukkah with the X-Men. Well, we know explicitly what happens in that. There's a very famous comic book issue about this. Daniel, did you just not do your research?
I feel like Daniel did do his research.
I mean, like, here's the thing. What I, in my haste to judge, what I forgot is that Daniel Kibblesmith is darn near the same type of weirdo nerd that I am and that we are. And it was like, no, we're going to catalog all of the things else that Kitty did because there's 7 nights, or there's 8 crazy nights, excuse me. 1 normal night and 7 crazy nights. Is that how it goes? No.
I think it's 8 crazy nights in the Adam Sandler movie, but it is 8 nights of Hanukkah. Yes.
Yes. Man, I have not seen that movie in a spell. I cannot imagine.
Never seen it.
It was interesting that they were doing an adult animated movie.
Sure.
I don't remember loving it at the time, and I can't imagine that Adam Sandler ages like wine, you know?
Depends on the project. Right?
No, I'm going to be honest. I don't think there's a single Adam Sandler flick that I like more now than I did when it came out.
Oh, that's fair.
Like, just
that's fair.
It was for a very specific moment, incredibly perfect. And I don't know where I stand on any of the rest of it, anything since then. And even going back, some of it's like, well, everyone's got their own type of humor, regardless. Daniel Kibblesmith's humor is similar to the kind of things I find funny, which meant that I found this issue funny.
It's not even as much about the humor. I feel like
it's funny. It's funny for you and me, is what it is.
Yes. Well, because it's dancing through the raindrops of consecutive issues of X-Men and suggesting that the compression of these individual issues are happening over the course of the 8 nights of Hanukkah. And it's fun. It's fun because each one of the scenes happens in a scenario that we are familiar with as X-Men fans.
But very much we know these are the scenarios that X-Men have dealt with 400 times. So we're going to smash them together and don't worry about the continuity on these ones, folks. But these are just weird things that always happen to the X-Men. And my favorite thing is because they are all 1-page events, they have to like get the entire premise out in 1 word balloon every time. So the first night opens, quickly, my X-Men. The Sentinels must not establish a new master mold on the blue area of the moon. Or on like night 6, Emma Frost saying, Merry Christmas, X-Men. It will be your last, thanks to the Hellfires Club's Disco Inferno. Like, it's very much, you open these up to page 1 of the next issue, you know, like of a 2-part story. Each one of these is the first page of that second part.
Yeah. And I love this because, you know, we're seeing quick scenes with, you know, fighting Arcade, fighting Dr. Doom. I love Dr. Doom saying, look Doom in the eyes and tell him you feel nothing. We had a spark to Storm.
Okay. Yes, but Storm and Dr. Doom don't meet until after this. It's fine. It's fine.
You know, if you want to, you can go through this story and you can nitpick it, but I
could.
think...
And then, do you know what would happen? I would present all of my canon findings to Daniel Kibblesmith online, and he'd be like, shut up, nerd.
Yeah. I mean, that's just not fun.
Yeah.
They fight Garrock in the Savage Land.
Garrock, the Frozen Man, who's shall bring the Ice Age to the Savage Land.
Yeah. But what's
we should use Garrock, the Petrified Man, as much as they use mandroids in things.
Oh. That's okay.
I like Garrock, the Petrified Man.
Why? He's terrible.
Weird little freak.
Oh yeah. He is.
It's just like a stone guy that has Cyclops powers.
Yeah.
He's like, I shall rule the Savage Land. And here's the thing. Someone else is going to try and use, well, now Zaladin, which, I mean, God bless y'all, but we know that's not my calling. Or what's his name? The brain one, the weird brain guy.
Yeah.
They suck.
Mastermind.
No,
What's his name?
Mastermind's.
What's the big brain guy? Savage Land.
The Savage Land mutate. Brainchild, Starchild, something stupid.
Come on.
Name. I want people to be mad of how long we're taking to come up with what's his face with the stupid brain from.
Why is this taking me so long?
The
Brainchild.
Yeah. Okay. I think I said that. We're good.
Yeah.
Anyway, or I guess the problem is you would rather use Sauron, right? Like,
let me tell you, Zach, we just downloaded and have been playing the new side scroller beat 'em up, Cosmic Invasion. And
I've heard about that. I can't play it beat 'em up on a console. It just doesn't feel right unless
that's okay.
Losing quarters to it.
Different people like different kinds of games, and that's kind of game I like to play. And I will say, whoever they got to voice act Sauron, they did a great job because he was great.
I bet if you beat the game, they'll give you a scrolling line of exactly who voiced Sauron.
I'm sure I could look this up too, but
I bet it's in there.
Yeah. So back to the story of Kitty. What's really adorable about this and ties it all together is that Kitty has been collecting souvenirs from each one of these missions, showing how thoughtful she was.
Takes us to the okay, I like this.
So she has, earrings made from blue glass on the moon for Storm. She's got a picture for Nightcrawler that's a funny joke on Wolverine, giving him a picture of himself.
Well, yes, and it's also in the story. But yeah.
And it concludes with her presenting this sword to Wolverine, and he's like, I got swords, kid. I got them in my hands. And she's like, no. Will you teach me how to fight? And he's like, oh, this is the best Christmas present ever. I get to teach a kid how to fight, It works really well. The art is fantastic by Olaf. I think overall, this is like a really strong holiday special.
It is. It works in some really fun kitty stuff from the 142 the Christmas one where she kisses Colossus under the mistletoe and says Merry Christmas, sexy. And then she, in her thought bubble, she's like, this is an insane thing to do, and this is wild, and I can't believe I'm doing it. And it does a thing I like about Kitty and Peter's relationship at this time, where it treats it like the comic treated it at the time and not how people have retroactively envisioned it based on Wikipedia summaries and the collective will of Joss Whedon, I guess.
Sure.
Because it was a immature relationship and all this stuff, and they weren't true love forever. Especially in this scene, like she kisses him on Christmas because she's flirting with the next available cute boy who's closest to her age around there. Like that's Chris Claremont was doing good storytelling on that one. And it's fun to see some of that stuff get expanded on here.
Yeah. I really like it. I think it captures the spirit of what X-Men is about, and kudos to Kibblesmith and Olaf for making a good one. This is definitely the best one that we talked about today.
It is. Here's the thing I'll say about Daniel Kibblesmith.
Yeah.
Doesn't get enough credit. Like legitimately.
Very funny.
Read his Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost unanimously good. And so many people, including some of you listeners, and I want you to feel judged on this one, gave him such a hard time when there was a character who got his powers from internet gas that he was going to put in a book. It was going to be just, I think Kibblesmith's a really good writer and I like his stuff. And I'm glad to see more and more of his stuff out there. And this was a fun little tale. This is pretty good.
Yeah, at 210, we have the 1991 Marvel Holiday Special. And that is the one where we established that Santa Claus is immune.
Yeah,
I think that's better.
Yeah, nothing. Again, I think you put this in front of anyone, and they're going to say, oh, yeah, it's the one with mutant Santa Claus who causes the Dark Phoenix saga.
I think you could make a case that this is better than the 94 special, which is at 472.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
And that's me saying I don't fully remember what's in the 94 special, but I do remember all of the good X-Men holiday comics, and they're ones that Chris Claremont explicitly wrote, and the one where Santa Claus is a mutant. So,
well, we probably should check really quick where the Uncanny. Hold on a sec.
I'm waiting.
Where is the Kitty issue? Because it would be wrong to put this.
Done? We have to have done this,
what?
Right?
Which one?
143? Oh, yeah, 143. Excuse me.
No, we have. We have.
Okay, it's at 207. It's at 207. We're good.
Okay, so we're good.
We're good.
Okay.
350 on the list is Ultimate X-Men Return of the King. That's when Magneto comes back.
Yeah.
This probably isn't as good. This is on par with AVX Versus, though.
Yeah. This isn't as good as the first two issues of Generation X by Christina Strain, I don't think.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with you there. I do like it better than Spider-Man or X-Men / Spider-Man. Probably not as... I would put it below Factor X from Age of Apocalypse. But I'd say above the Hellfire Saga from Wolverine and the X-Men.
I would agree. So this is our new 361 Marvel Holiday Tales to Astonish. If you missed that one last year, check that out.
Check it out. It's probably good.
Yeah.
It is good. I read it just now.
And we're not covering it this episode, but there is another Marvel Holiday special out this year, which I thought.
Oh, is it out yet?
I think it came out. I remember that being pretty good. It has, some Gail Simone X-Men cameos, and it's a Spider-Man.
Oh, well then I don't need to read it. But never mind.
Anyway.
Spider-Man, I don't need to. I thought I would have to when I do my come back to terms with X-Men and catch up thing. I wasn't sure if I was going to have to add that to my list.
It's cute. It was fine. We did it. We're celebrating the holidays here. We got 3 more. Folks, if you want to give your loved ones who love X-Men a nice little present, maybe set them up with a Patreon membership. I don't know. That might be a nice...
Adam, I like that.
That's a good gift.
You could set somebody up and we'd come up with an episode for them. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And then just give us theirs or frankly your credit card information and just click that auto renew button and then we're good to go.
Yeah. To be clear, we don't personally get your credit card information. Patreon does. So it is secure, safe. We're not using your credit card, to buy our presents.
If you want to, if you want to,
if you want to, I don't know if that's a good idea.
But... Adam, I like how you wanted to make sure our listeners were clear that we are not handling their financial information directly.
We're not committing fraud, Well, this is not a scam.
Very well known. They listen to podcasts. They know what Patreon is. We're not asking for ACH information.
No. But with all seriousness, thank you to all of our listeners. We hope you had
love our listeners.
A fun time with us in 2025. We're taking next week off, I think.
We are due to the Christmas. We're taking next week off. We'll be back with you at the start of the year for what's either going to be an episode that makes me laugh or a special episode. We're not sure yet.
Either way, it's going to be fun. Hope you'll tune in.
Adam, were you trying to end the podcast and then not
No.
Are you waiting for me to end the podcast?
I never end the podcast.
I didn't think so, but then you were trying on a new catchphrase like, well, we hope you tune in. And I'm like, we didn't discuss this in the pre-meeting meeting.
No, that would never be the way to end the show. Because then I wouldn't know to put the end music on.
That's the thing that people
hope you tune in. And I'd be like,
get
waiting.
It.
Yeah,
See, they
that doesn't work.
You only play the end music after I said, this has been Bally Adam. We hope you survived the experience.
Get it!